Hello, anime screamers. I got one thing. Rodolfo Azevedo. Yeah. Here's the thing. I could read my own research. Dude's taking forever. I'm bored already. I'm taking forever, huh? You can do your own research. You know how hard it was for that? That hard. I I don't even care if I get 1,000. I don't even care if I get that much. But you really want to do that? Let me tell you something. I'm disabled. If I'm taking too long, I I be treated like everybody else. But if you have no patience with me, don't comment. If you don't have patience with me, everybody on here, if you really don't have patience with me, anybody that is on here and just dislike here, don't even dislike. Don't even bother with my videos. Then, if I, yeah, if you don't like my words, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say how. Okay, let's get into my video. Dreams are images, ideals, emotions, and sensations that occur involuntarily in the mind. The stages humanitarian 2 hours per night that lasts 5 to 20 minutes through the night. Nightmares. Nightmares are bad dreams that you can wake up. They occur more frequently of rapid eye movement. You wondering why I'm talking about this? I'm doing the review on Nightmare on Elm Street. I already did this in a previous review, but the reason why I'm doing it again is because I kinda did it all together rush. So I'm rewatching them and redoing them. Yeah, every single one. And I'm also going to do redo all the Friday the 13th and rewatch them. So, Nightmare on Elm Street was created In 1984, it's America's supernatural slasher, written and directed by Wes Craven. Wes Craven is born in 1983 but died in 2015. Honestly, Wes Craven actually it honestly his film is Last House on the Left, The Hills Have Eyes, Deadly Breathless, Swamp Thing, Nightmare on Elm Street, The Hills Have Eyes, Deadly Friend, The Serpent and the Rainbow, The Shocker, The People Under the Stairs, Wes Craven New Nightmare, Vampire in Brooklyn, Scream 2, Music of the Heart, Scream 3, Curse, Red Eye, My Soul to Take, and Scream 3. Scream 4. Honestly, Scream 4 was his last film before he passed away. And Robert Shane is the co-producer. He could produce a lot of. He co-produced Stunts, Polyester, Low in the Dark, Nitro, The First Time, A Nightmare on Elm Street, A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy Revenge, Critters, Quite Cool, A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Free, The Dream Warriors, My Demon Lover, The Hidden, Standard, Hairspray, Critters 2, The Main Course, Pennsylvania, A Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master, The Dream Child, Heart Condition, The Final Nightmare, Freddy's Dead, Blank, The New Nightmare, Frequency, The War of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Rings, Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, Freddy vs. Jason, The Lord of the Rings, The King, The Return of the King, The Last Mizzy, Hairspray, The Gold Compass, The New Nightmare on Elm Street, 2010, The Moral Instrument City of the Bones, The When the Bones Break, Haunted Puerto and Ambition. Honestly, it was his first installment star. However, like it can't. However, like it can't is honestly she was actually in a deleted scene of the Outsider and Rubble Fish. Nickel Mountain. She was in Nightmare on Elm Street and Nightmare on Elm Street 3, The Dream Warriors, but she was killed in Dream Warriors. She was a victim in The Shocker, and she was Wes Craven New Nightmare. Honestly, as her fictional self, The Demolition, Fugitive Mind, The Bet, Prank, Never Sleep Again, The Elm Street, I Am Nancy, The Butterfly Room, Darkness, Intruder, Home, The Sub, Truth or Dare, Judgment, road trash, portal, wash away, in search of the darkness, in search of the darkness part 2, My Little Pony, a new generation, a glitch. And also Jason Saxon, which he died in 2020, but he actually started in the early 1954, as it started. It should happen, but more of his. But I'm actually just going to say a Nightmare on Elm Street, and Nightmare on Elm Street 3, and also Nightmare Bee, My Mom a Werewolf, Aftershock, and Hellmaster, and Wes Craven New Nightmare. Honestly, Ronnie Blake, but she does it. But, and also Robert Englund. Robert Englund is actually stars in the 70s, but we already know him as Freddy Krueger. Also in the Chud 2 as the man in the trench coat. But he also is also a lot of great movies. Also Professor William Wexler, Freddy vs. Jason, The Mayor, Doc Howland. He played a lot of interesting roles that still play in, but should I mention he also played in J.J. Varese as Hivehead Toilet and Porridge Dad, and also Victor Seal of Stranger Things. And Johnny Depp. And everybody knows Johnny Depp as Iron Man. Now, let's get into but also Amanda Weiss. She actually played she actually just plays a lot of good roles in. Nick Corey. Nick Corey also play a good roles. I'm not going to get into it. Let's just get into let's just get into the a teenage Tina wakes from a terrifying nightmare. A disfigured man wearing a blade of fixed gloves attack her in a boiler room. Her mother point out four mysterious slashes on her nightgown, and following more, Tina Top best friend Nancy Thompson and her Nancy boyfriend Glenn Lands console her, revealing that each also have a nightmare that previous night, and the two stay at Tina's house when Tina goes out of town, and they honestly. Nancy confesses to have a nightmare of a disfigured man, and Tina's boyfriend Rod Lane interrupt their sleepover and fall asleep. She dreamed the disfigured man chased her, and Rod awakened by Tina thrashing her a drag and slashed by an unseen force that him to as Nancy and Glenn awaken to find Tina bloody and dead. The next day, Nancy policeman father Don Thompson arrested Rod despite his plea of his innocence. At the school, Nancy falls asleep in class and dreams of being chased into the boiler room at corner. She then the burns of her arms, and the burn startled her awake in class as she noticed the burn mark on her arm. Okay, before I get to it, I'm actually going to say something. In Nightmare on Elm Street, what happened in the dream world happened in the real world. So anything can happen in this world. Nancy visit Rod at the police station when he described Tina's death along with his own recent nightmare about the man stalking her in her dreams, leading Nancy to believe that the man killed her. Tina. Nancy, at home, Nancy falls asleep in the bathtub and is nearly drowned by the man. And Nancy relies on caffeine to stay awake, and invites Glenn to watch over her as she sleeps. In her dream, Nancy sees that the man was preparing to kill Ron in his cell, but then he turns his attention toward her. Nancy runs away and wakes up when her alarm clock goes off. Then, honestly, Glenn falls asleep, so she is pissed at him. And they actually did try to wake up, try to get to Ron, but the man killed him by wrapping around bed sheets around his neck and make it look like he commit unaliving himself. At Rob's funeral, Nancy and parents are worried that he described her dream, and her mother Marge take her to a sleep disorder clinic where in the dream Nancy grabbed the man fedora with the name Fred Krueger written in and pull into the real world. And this where they actually I'm actually going to explain. Marge and the rest of the Elm Street parents murder Fred Krueger is a child murderer that killed 20 kids, but he was never convicted. So Marge and the rest of the Elm Street parents kill him. So Freddy Krueger is a vengeful ghost that he killed him and the rest of the Elm Street kids for because they actually burned him alive in his boiler room. So Glenn actually died and triggered. But honestly, to tell you the truth, Krueger actually, after bringing Krueger to the real world, he actually set up a range of booby traps and set him on fire while Krueger kind of killed Marge. And Krueger and Marge vanish into the bed, and Krueger rises up and Krueger evaporated. But that's not where it ends because Nancy get into Krueger and got green and red stripes that come locked down and a car uncontrollable down the street and the girl in white dress jumped rope and chanted Cougar's nursery rhyme as Marge grabbed into the door frame and from the window. That's my review. Okay. Okay, to tell you the truth, so many, um, honestly, this is actually I just don't want to do here. And I will say that I will not be. It's actually one of the best movies I am. Will be looking at the Nightmare on Elm Street. Thank you for watching, and make sure to tune in for the next one.